You're chained by the wrist in the dark beneath the Colosseum, and the stone floor is slick with something you don't want to name. Torchlight flickers against the walls of the hippodrome, and above you, 30,000 feet stamp in rhythm, shaking dust loose from the ceiling. A Lanista named Titus grips your jaw and turns your face toward the light. You fought well in Capua, he says. Today you fight for Rome. You are property now, bought for 6,000 sesterces, and the brand on your shoulder proves it. 2 years ago you were a farmer in Thrace. Now you are a Murmillo, and the iron helmet in your hands weighs 9 pounds. You strap on the manica, the arm guard, and feel the leather bite into your skin. Your trainer, a former gladiator named Flamma, who survived 34 fights, checks your gladius one last time. Don't watch the crowd, he says. Watch his feet. The gate above grinds open and light floods the tunnel like water through a breach. You step onto the sand of the Colosseum, and 80,000 voices hit you at once. The heat presses down through your helmet. Across from you stands a retiarius, net in one hand, trident in the other, and he grins because everyone knows the net and trident fighter has the advantage against a swordsman in open sand. The editor, the man who paid for these games, raises his hand from the imperial box and the crowd goes silent for one breath. Then the trumpet sounds and the net snaps toward your legs. You dodge left, but the trident catches your shoulder guard and sparks off the metal. Your arm goes numb for half a second, and that half second nearly kills you. The net swings again, and this time you catch it on your shield, twist, and drive forward before he can reset his footing. Your gladius finds his thigh not deep, but enough. He drops to one knee, raises a finger toward the crowd, and 80,000 people decide whether he lives. Thumbs turn upward. You lower your sword. The editor nods, and you both walk off the sand alive, which happens less often than the stories say. Backstage, a doctor named Galen stitches the gash on your shoulder with a bronze needle and no wine to dull it. You're valuable now, he tells you, which means they'll feed you better and hurt you less in training. Your purse for today's fight is 200 denarii, more than a laborer earns in a year, and Titus tells you that if you win 6 more bouts, you'll earn the wooden sword, the rudies, and your freedom. The fights come faster now. A games in Pompeii against a Samnite fighter who breaks your nose with his shield boss before you put him down. A private match for a senator's birthday against a wild boar released into a walled pit. And the crowd laughs when the animal charges and you barely sidestep its tusks. Your name spreads. Vendors sell clay lamps with your face pressed into the side. Women scratch your name into the walls of the barracks at night, and a graffito appears near the forum calling you the one the girls sigh for. You start to believe you might actually walk out of this alive. Then comes the games for Emperor Domitian's triumph, and you're matched against a man you trained beside for 8 months, a Gaul named Bricta, who taught you how to hold a shield when your arm was still weak from whip scars. The editor announces a sine missione bout. No mercy, no surrender. Only one man leaves the sand. The crowd doesn't know your friends. Domitian himself watches from the box, tapping his ring against the marble rail. Bricta looks at you across the sand and says nothing because there's nothing left to say. The trumpet sounds. You circle each other too long, and the Summarudis, the referee, orders you to close the distance. Bricta lunges first, and you parry on instinct, your body reacting before your mind can stop it. The blade goes into his side. He drops. You stand over him with the sword still raised, and 80,000 people roaring for the finishing blow, and Domitian's thumb hangs in the air. You look down at Bricta's face, and he mouths one word. Facisti. Finish it. The crowd's noise becomes a single wall of sound, pressing against your skull. Your arm moves without you deciding it should. When it's over, they carry his body out through the Porta Libetnensis, the gate of death, and they carry you back through the Porta Sanaviveria, the gate of life. And both gates lead to the same chains, the same sand waiting for tomorrow. That night, you sit alone with the 200 denarii from the fight in your hand, and it doesn't feel like anything. Titus tells you that you're 3 wins from the Rudies now, from freedom, but you already know the math. Nobody survived to their 9th fight by counting on mercy. Somewhere above you, the crowd is already filing in for tomorrow's games, and the sand is being raked flat and clean, waiting to be written on again.